They're not. This next comic, very funny lady. Give it up for Sandy Bernstein.
I just celebrated my first wedding anniversary a few weeks ago. Thank you, thank you. Now, this is my second marriage. Is anybody else here divorced?
Yeah.
Okay. Anybody here wishes they were divorced? Well, when my ex-husband Tom went through his midlife crisis, he just got angry all the time, and his humor began to come from a pretty dark place. Like one time we were at Hopkins Spring Fair, and he bought himself one of these big old sausage and pepper sandwiches, and he walked right over to the PETA table. And by PETA, I'm not talking about the Middle Eastern pocket bread, okay? I'm talking about the people for the ethical treatment of animals, okay? So he's standing there in front of the animal activists eating this big greasy sub, and in between bites he's saying, "I just love animals. I belong to PETA. People eating tasty animals." Like, people eating tasty animals? I mean, that's ignorant. And you know something? He had the nerve to be critical of me. He used to accuse me of being selfish. And one day out of the blue he turns to me and he says, "I think marriage ought to be a renewable contract." And I was like, "Oh, really? Does that mean I have the option to outsource?" "No, it's like the NFL, and I'm not satisfied with your performance, and I'm thinking of courting free agents." I'm like, "Well, you go right ahead and do that, hon, and I'll do the same." Well, guess what, folks? I did not renew that contract. I got me a quarterback fresh out of college. He had a strong arm, lots of stamina, and he knew how to go deep. Yeah, I was thinking of signing him to a long-term contract, but rest assured, I'm married to an age-appropriate man. But, you know, it still bothers me to this day that my ex accuses me of being selfish. I really don't think I'm self-centered. If anything, maybe I'm a little self-absorbed. But, I mean, is that really such a bad thing? I mean, think about it. Every time I look in the mirror, I get to see my favorite person. Yeah, sometimes it takes me like 20 minutes to drag myself away. And you know those people at the gym who have to lift weights in front of the mirrors? Well, I'm one of those people. I mean, if there's some way I could point every mirror at me, I would do it. But that reminds me, my trainer said to me the other day, "I'm going to train you like a 40-year-old. And I was offended by that at first until I remembered that I'm 55. Yeah, I'm doing pretty well for 55. I'm still rocking this body. And I have a confession to make. Sometimes if I'm in the grocery store and there's nobody in the produce section, I'll go around comparing myself favorably to the melons. But you know something, I gotta be wearing a good bra like I am tonight, because otherwise I may as well just be comparing myself to the butternut squash. Yeah. Hey, don't laugh, when you get to be my age, having the right bra is really important. I mean, for me, an underwire isn't enough. I mean, this puppy has steel-reinforced beams. I mean, the tag on it doesn't say Maidenform or Bally or Vanity Fair. It says Bethlehem Steel. And it's called the Iron Maiden. It is one old-ass bra, let me tell you. And, you know, workout bra, well, I had to find the right one, because one day I was running on the treadmill, and these girls were jumping up and down, and the left one came up and hit me in the face, dislocated my jaw. So I ended up getting this bra called the Frog Bra, and it's made by an outfit called Title IX, and it's a real thing. You can Google it. It's called the Frog Bra because it lets you leap without bouncing. Yeah, and bathing suits, I gotta wear a one piece with the built-in underwire bra, because otherwise, if the legs are too high cut, my nipples will show. Okay, I'll just talk about myself. I don't want you guys to think I'm conceited, because really nothing could be further from the truth. I mean, I used to have a very low self-esteem. As a matter of fact, I used to be about 50 pounds heavier. And even after I lost all that weight, I still was convinced that I was a fat chick. Until one day I happened to be in the DC Metro, and I don't know if any of you guys have been in the DC Metro lately, but trust me, it brings out the worst in people. So I'm riding up the escalator at the DuPont Circle Metro station, and this big guy tries to push past me, and he's like, "Hey, would you mind moving your skinny ass out of my way?" And I'm like, "Excuse me, what did you just say?" "I said get out of my way, you skinny ass bitch." And it was like the clouds parted and the angels sang, the trumpets blared. I had finally seen the light. I mean, skinny ass bitch. like the nicest thing anybody had ever said to me. So I stripped down buck naked, mounted him, and gave him a big wet kiss. Oh guys, I'm just kidding, that didn't happen. I didn't kiss him. But we did just celebrate our first wedding anniversary a few weeks back. Now, did I mention that my ex-husband's name was Tom? I did, right? Okay, anybody want to guess my current husband's name? That's right, also Tom. And that's really convenient for me because I don't have to worry about yelling out the wrong name during sex. But I'll tell you what, it's confused the hell out of my friends. Now, they're all big fans of the Terminator movies, so they started calling my ex-husband T1 and my current husband T2. And one of them was like, oh, if this doesn't work out with T2, is there going to be a T3? And I'm like, hell no, there's not going to be a T3. If there's a T3, it's going to be T3 Rise of the Machines. Oh, so, I don't want to say I dragged T2 down the aisle a year ago, but I did have to build a strong business case. You see, I worked for the state of Maryland, and I had to show him just how much money he could be saving on his health insurance. But I didn't think this thing through, because now that we're married and he's saving hundreds of dollars every month, he's told me I can't quit or lose my job, because that would be breach of contract and grounds for divorce. So now I'm trapped in a marriage and a job. Well, that's okay, guys. I mean, it's all good. That's not true. I love my job. But you know, in retrospect, it's kind of stupid of me to base my marriage on my job security because I have a rather checkered employment history at best. Last year, I had a little incident surrounding Halloween. Let's just say that my office is having a Halloween party next week and Human Resources has banned me from wearing a costume. Which I think is ridiculous because last year I went as an ice cream cone, a perfectly nice little outfit, you know, very, very adorable. But I think they took umbrage because I was going around saying to people, who wants to eat me? Better lick me before I melt. Well, they didn't think it was all that funny either. You know, they just don't have the same sense of humor that I do. I don't know. I mean, I'm from Baltimore. My office is just outside of D.C. And I don't know if it's that they're politically correct or uptight or what, but they just don't get me. Okay, like a few weeks back, I was in a meeting and I got the grandmother of all hot flashes, man. I thought I was going to pass out. I had sweat dripping down my nose. I was fanning myself with a notepad, and my face must have been beat red because one of the guys in the meeting was like, "Are you okay?" And I didn't want to say, "Yeah, I'm having another hot flash. Welcome to my private summer." Because the last time I said that, I got a little talking to from Human Resources. So instead I said, you know, I really ought to stop smoking crack before coming to these meetings. Well, I'm glad you guys are laughing because they were not amused. A few minutes later, I'm in the ladies' room stall and I overhear a couple of them talking. I hear one say to the other, "Do you think she was serious about smoking crack?" "Well, I don't know. She is from Baltimore." I mean, that was rude. I nearly dropped my pipe. Guys, I wasn't really smoking crack. I don't go anywhere near that stuff. Not when there's heroin. I'm just kidding. I don't mess with illicit drugs. Because I got prescriptions. Speaking of which, I got to go pop some pills, update my resume, and start looking for a T3. I'm Sandy Bernstein. Thank you all so much. Good night.